All right, so now that May is officially here and we're almost at that midway point through 2024, I think it's time that we have that conversation about the sneaker shoe of the year, or at least begin to have this conversation. So today, I'd like to present to you my picks from the big three, and then of course to add a little controversy to the mix. Do you feel like Yeezy should be in consideration, or do you feel like they deserve a spot on this list? But first, a couple of quick updates, including today's releases. So from New Balance, we had the latest offering from the Teddy Santis Made in USA collection. So 2 new colorways of the 993. Both pairs feature this vintage age type of sole. The purple pair they're calling Interstellar, while this green pair they're calling Chive. And then for the 990 V6, New Balance is calling this pair True Camo. So at the time of this recording, all 3 of these pairs are available via the website. And as far as these Made in USA releases, we're now in season 5, and these releases can go either the route of selling out or could possibly sit for the remainder of the season, eventually leading to going on sale. So as far as this week's drops, I would say these are okay. If I had to pick one of these, I would probably just go with like the True Camo 990 V6s. And then from Supreme and Nike, they had a big drop today in the SB Air Darwin Low. Now, of course, all of these pairs did sell out quickly as expected for today's Supreme drop. And I already told you guys, I'm a fan of this model. I like what Nike has done, taking this retro basketball model, giving it a low top version and calling it a skate shoe. I'm not mad at it at all. If I had to pick one of these 4 colors, I mean, it's tough to pick, but I probably just keep things simple, go with the black pair. But I think all of these joints are fly right here. So I love what they did with this pair, and rather than just reserving this for a one-off Supreme capsule, I would like to see Nike hit us with some GR releases of this new updated version of the Air Darwin. So let us know if you grabbed anything today, or at least attempted to go for anything. And obviously this is just the hype stuff, so if you happen to grab anything that's a little more low-key or under the radar that you thought was fly, put us up on some game and let us know. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the sneaker of the year conversation, or at least just begin the conversation. So I want to get into my picks of the shoes, which I feel like were the most impactful this year. And we'll see if any of these pairs will make it to the end of the year when everybody drops their sneaker of the year list. So let's go ahead and get into the big 3, starting off with Adidas, who've been having a lot of success lately with their Originals line. So that would include pairs like the Samba, the Campus, as well as the Adidas Gazelle. But as far as my favorite sneaker release from them this year, you guys probably already guessed it, but we got to go with these AE ones, which originally debuted last December. And since then, Adidas has dropped several different colorways of this model, which seem to be a fan favorite. They've been so successful that Adidas is now teasing an AE low. And I think Adidas has finally accomplished a goal that many brands have been trying to do for the last decade or so now. And that's be able to offer a performance model, which also looks good off the court. Now, this model right here is even raising the debate if you could rock basketball sneakers with jeans again. So I love the AE1, and I'm even more excited to see what Adidas brings to the table, you know, with the AE2. And then moving over to Nike and Jordan brand, while they've been having a lot of success over the last couple of years with models like the Dunk Low. We know the Jordan 1 has been a fan favorite. Travis Scott has been doing his thing as well. But I would say as far as this year's most impactful release that everybody was talking about, we got to go with these Jordan 4 Bread Reimagines. And I feel like this release right here kind of defines what Nike is doing currently, taking their classic retro models from the past, giving them a modern update, which could possibly appeal to a more modern audience. So as far as this release right here, I think the huge debate was the OG original pair with the suede nubuck Durabuck finish better, or was the new pair with the new leather finish considered as an upgrade? Which it looks like at the end of the day, most people consider this as an upgrade. And I can't really think of a release that was talked about this much, you know, in most recent years. I would probably say this release had such a big impact that I would even compare it to, like, let's say the Jordan 1 Lost and Found. So Jordan 4 Bread Reimagines, we know Nike has a lot more pairs on the way. They also have those military blues coming soon. So do you guys feel like these joints will make it to the end of the year in the sneaker of the year conversation? And then we gotta add New Balance to the mix as well, which they've had a big year with their popular releases like the 1906R. We know the 9060 has been a huge success for them as well. They kicked off this year with a big Salehi Bembry collaboration. But as far as my favorite pick from New Balance this year, I'm going with these Joe Freshgoods 990 V4s. Now I'm cheating a little bit because we know these did drop at the end of December, but I feel like a lot of shoes that drop at the end of the year kind of get overshadowed since they're at the end of the year and don't get their proper consideration for sneaker of the year. So we're gonna bend the rules a little bit now as far as these 3 colorways of the 990 V4. I feel like Joe Freshgoods, what he's doing is bringing a lot of people that normally don't wear New Balance and introducing them, into the brand. So as far as like the storytelling and everything, it was A1 with this release based off the 90s flick Belly. So you have the intro, outro, as well as Keisha Blue pair. And I feel like this really taps into the nostalgia of, people that grew up during that time. So people that are like in their 30s and up, which I feel like normally would have grew up on like Nike and Jordan releases. So salute to Joe Freshgoods. The New Balance 990 V4, great release. We'll see if they do stand the test of time. As we know, Action Bronson got some big New Balance collaborations on the way. And then lastly, I gotta mention the Yeezy Pods. So I think with consideration of what Ye has done with Nike as well as with Adidas, he has a very solid track record as far as the footwear industry. Maybe not on the business side of things, but he's most definitely, an innovator and known for being fly at the end of the day. So as far as these Yeezy Pods, some people wouldn't even consider them to be like sneakers or shoes, but at the end of the day, they are footwear. And I feel like based off the impact that this pair has had, I think these definitely deserve consideration for the sneaker of the year or shoe of the year list. We know they originally went on sale for $200. Then with the big Super Bowl ad, they announced that they would be selling for $20. And then I think even the coolest thing about it all was that he refunded the $180 for people that paid the original $200 price. So based off the amount of people that talked about these and just the overall impact, the conversation, I think the Yeezy Pods definitely deserve a place on the list. Even with all of the controversy about the delayed shipping and everything like that, it seems like now people are starting to finally get their pairs, and it seems like everybody that's gotten their pairs so far, or the majority of people, are definitely loving them. So do you guys feel like the Yeezy Pods should be in consideration for the sneaker of the year list? For me, I feel like they would most definitely make the list. And then as far as wrapping this thing up, I want to finish off with the poll of the day, which you guys can always find on the community tab here for this channel, in which I just simply asked you guys, do you still use StockX here in 2024? We've heard a lot of negative stories about the company, but it seems like they still remain to be the top reselling platform here in 2024. So out of 1.6 thousand votes so far, it looks like 67% of you guys, so a majority of this audience, says that you no longer use StockX. So I feel like that was a surprising outcome. Not exactly what I expected, but it seems like nowadays more people are using like apps like GOAT or eBay to buy and sell sneakers, but are using StockX as far as data references for like sales and like the market value and everything like that. So interesting results, but I guess not what I expected exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up with that right there. Let me know what you guys thought about today's topic. What are your picks for sneaker of the year? And do you feel like the Yeezy Pods should be in consideration as a choice for sneaker of the year or a nominee or whatever like that? And also let me know what you guys grabbed today. So salute to everybody for tuning in. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow for Friday's update. I'm out. Love.